Is it visible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's see.
Okay. Yeah, so there are basically the introduction of what is forecast approaches. There are three type of approaches. One is the patient-based approach, the other is demand-based approach, and the combined approach. Okay. The overview we had in the previous session, just an overview. So we'll get into details about this all approaches in forecasting. So basically, there are three approaches for forecasting which are typically followed. Okay, depending on what is the business requirement, what is the business question, what client needs. So according to that, there are three approaches, and we need to identify which approach should be followed for the specific ask. The first one is a demand-based approach. Okay, demand-based approach is basically the volume-based approach, we can say, because it has the demand data already. Also, if last week we have studied, this is known as the bottom-up approach, kind of. Okay, and the epidemiology approach is the top-down approach, where the data will come flow from the population and epidemiology. So just remember, demand-based is bottom-up, and epidemiology-based is the top-down. It is also known as patient-based and non-patient-based. So there are multiple names for that. So demand-based approach is basically depending upon the IMS Midas data for the volumes, for the revenue, and other stuff. Once we have it, then it also involves for the projection of historical data. So it takes into consideration the historical data of the volume and sales, and then it will incorporate to know the future events for that. So everything is like from the historical, you will predict the future. This kind of approach is appropriate for inline products, not for the pipeline one, where you have sufficient historical data and the product is established. But when there is not sufficient data, that time also this can be used. But then you need either monthly databases or quarterly databases, not the annual one. It depends upon the ask and when the product was launched for the inline product. This also ensures the accuracy in the demand data, as we have known that we need to predict the volumes. So this is almost kind of accurate in terms of demand. So that's why it's known as a demand-based approach. You will get to know the demand on the basis of this. The next one is the epidemiology-based approach. This is purely, as we have studied, is based on the epidemiological data, based on the population incidence and the prevalence of a disease. Okay, which we'll get from the secondary databases or secondary sources. Once that is done, this is the appropriate new product forecasting. That was the inline product. This is for new product. That means the product is in pipeline. That time also we can use this technique or this approach. Okay, for the new product forecasting, especially when a market is underdeveloped, right? When there is no product launch. And the third one is it captures the upside potential well, as it looks where the patient opportunity is. So basically, you'll get to know how much patients will be required, the maximum number of patients. Okay, that will be your target. You will target 100% of the patient, though you are able to or you're not able to, but the target will get to know that this many patients are there in the country, in a specific country, in a specific region, and that will be your target. So on the basis of that, you can build some strategies for the marketing and other stuff. So that is kind of the epidemiology based approach. And third one is the combined one, where you use both. Okay, from the top down, bottom to up kind of thing, where it is from top to down, and also we use the historical events to predict the future. So this is like leveraging the advantage of both. The demand data will ensure the accuracy and market grounding, and the epi data is used for strategic patient opportunities. So this kind of both the approaches is having an advantage in this. The appropriate modeling new and existing products, but importantly, total market context and source of business is required in this. So this is kind of really helpful in modeling the for new and existing products, but the market context and source of business is really important, which is helped using the combined based approach. So we'll have few examples how the flow goes for all the three kind of approaches in the next slides. So any doubt till now?